So today's topic is manifestation versus hoodoo magic and other forms of spell work. This is a part 2 of a previous video I did on the topic, so I will make sure to put the link to part 1 in the description. Greetings, I am Janiqua Nganga, also known as EIJ, and head of Isis Moon. I am a high priestess and a holistic wellness coach, specializing in the divine feminine energy, manifestation, and spirituality. Welcome to my channel. Now, the subtopic for this, or the question that I would like for you to ask yourself as you listen to this video, is what path do you choose towards manifestation? So I'm going to do a bit of a recap and explain what manifestation is in the sector of hoodoo that I am speaking about. Manifestation is technically the concept that you can create something or some scenario and bring it into your physical reality through the use of certain skills and certain things like conscious thoughts, um, having a specific type of mindset, your beliefs, and carrying out necessary actions. It's the ability to bring something abstract or something from the spiritual realm into the existence in the physical realm. Hoodoo, on the other hand, is a cultural way of life, but it includes different different areas. So hoodoo is a combination of herbalism, African traditional spirituality, Baptist Christian beliefs, some European mysticism, spiritualism. It's a combination of all these things together. Now, for the topic though, because hoodoo is a cultural way of life and it has different areas, I am specifically talking about hoodoo spell work in comparison to conscious manifestation. Now, I'm gonna give some comparisons so you can follow me as to know the difference between the two and to see where it aligns for you. Now, for manifestation, you do have a goal or an intention. You usually would have a specific goal. We're talking about conscious manifestation. You would have a specific goal or an intention that you want to bring into existence in the physical realm. It also can contain ritual, because technically, well, I like to break down words, and that's why I try to be very careful about my words, because technically anything from your routine that you do every morning with getting yourself together and brushing your teeth can be a ritual. So ritual itself is a broad term, so you can have ritual in manifestation. um but yeah, so you would have, it does contain ritual. It has you have certain manifestation techniques, you do have practices, things you do on a daily. You have to have a certain something that you do believe in when it comes to this. So you have the beliefs, and the way your state of mind is important. The energy manifestation is a use of energy, and I'm going to talk about a little bit about what type of energy, but a use of energy as well. But here's where a difference come in. With manifestation, the focus point or the center of it all is all of those things I've named and more. Those things are centered around you. That's in all caps. You are the center of it all. And it's really about your inner power, your alignment with your higher self, your alignment with universal energies, and understanding the laws of the universe and how things work. But with that, you are the center point. Now, with hoodoo spells and other spell work from other systems, It contains all of what I spoke that is within conscious manifestation. It contains all of that. The main difference is the external uses. So, oftentimes, not all the time, but oftentimes, when a person is doing spell work, they have a target, a person, place, or thing outside of themselves. And that is external. That's the external aspect of it. The target is commonly the center and focal point of the ritual and of the work that's being done. Spirits, certain types of spirits, can also fall in the external category for spell work, but it depends, because in conscious manifestation, access to spirits is also used. For instance, for both spell work and manifestation, one can access the power of their own blood ancestors that lies within them. That is still a part of their inner power. But when you go outside of the dynamics of the spirits that are a part of oneself, being ancestors, spiritual groups, courts, Orisha, Netaru, those spiritual energies that are connected to one's destiny. When you go outside of those types of spirits that's connected to you, that's when it becomes external. Now I'm going to provide a few challenges as well as pros for both ways of manifesting. This is for the sake of comparison and better understanding. The challenges that I would say for conscious manifestation is that it may take a little longer. Also, it is a bit, depending on how you look at it, it can be more work, sometimes a little more difficult work, because you're working on yourself. So those can be some challenges. The pros is that when you do incorporate the right techniques and work on yourself and take these practices into your life, you see more lasting results. You see more lasting results. You see solid change, and you elevate as well. You elevate in frequency, you evolve. Those are the pros that I see for conscious manifestation. Now, for spell work, the pros is that it's quicker. Depending on one's ashe, their understanding and wisdom for spell work, they can see results a lot sooner. They can see what they're looking for quicker and faster. Some other pros, personally, these are my personal pros. Other pros for me would be the ambiance of spell work and the craftiness of it. I love the energy of putting things together in ritual. So that is something that sticks out for me when it comes to spell work, is the alchemy of putting these external items together that are often used in spell work. The challenge is that oftentimes the work, whatever you're doing, has to be repeated. So many times spells are done quite often over and over again, because in my opinion, it's not getting to the root. For many people, they're not getting to the root of whatever issue it is that they're working on. To bring this comparison between these two ways of manifesting full circle, I'm going to give some examples and a little story. With to see the difference between the two, I like to use the example of Canva. For me, I use Canva a lot. the app. And I've noticed over the years, when I started using Canva, I would still have to use some external apps for certain things. Now Canva has evolved to the point that I can use Canva to do my AI images. And by the way, Canva is not paying me for this, but this is true. I can use Canva to create my AI images. I can use Canva to clear backgrounds, to do all types of things that before, even up to maybe like last year, I would have to access other apps to do. Again, I'm thinking like adding captions. All that is now all within Canva. So I can stay in that same app and do everything that I need to do. Same thing with us and how we've evolved. At one time, we may have needed to use external energies and external things, or the people who chose to. But now, when you understand yourself and your inner power, you are able to find and access the energies that's needed within yourself to manifest what you want. Now, follow me on this story. We have two sisters, Nia and Erica. Their mother's name is Stephanie, and they're the granddaughters of Louise. They come from a Hoodoo lineage, where spells and magic is a part of life. It's incorporated in their daily life. Erica is very crafty, and she has taken on many of the spells that have been passed on to her from her great grandmother, her grandmother Louise, and even her mother Stephanie. Nia and Erica both are experiencing a similar issue. Nia has chosen the path of conscious manifestation. She has been studying on how her mind works, how her consciousness works. And they're both very studious, so they both study very well. Nia is also very powerful in her ancestral work of Hoodoo magic. So these two sisters are both experiencing financial difficulty. Erica has decided to do a spell on her money and helping her find a higher paying job. So she gathers together all her ingredients. She gets her green candle, some cinnamon, some herbs specific for money drawing. She decides what night she's going to do the spell work, and she has in her mind even a particular company that she wants to work for. She's already done one of the interviews, and she knows the hiring manager's name, and she's preparing herself to do the next interview. And she has set her goal to get this job that's going to pay her more money. So she does her ritual, and she goes on an interview, and she gets the job. So she's elated. She's good. Nia, on the other hand, has chosen a route where she is working on herself. She's digging within. She determines and knows that her destiny lies in her work with the community. So she decides to do affirmations. In addition, she works on what she needs to see and understand about what's lying in her subconscious that may be blocking her. She is very conscious of what she's ingesting in her body. She does her breath work exercises, and she is working on everything centered around her ancestors. She incorporates the blessings and the ashe that has passed on to her from her grandmother Louise and her great grandmothers. She also understands the power of her womb as a woman. So she's incorporating these mysterious powers and energies from her womb. and she's clearing up any energies that are around her a lot, that is in her day-to-day life. She is putting herself in the position to attract abundance in a major way by every day setting herself in her own story of how she's operating already in abundance. Now, these two sisters have both done their work. In the end, a year later, Nia is working for an organization. She has many people who are supporting her. They're followers for the organization that she works with. People are supporting and donating to her cause, herself, her YouTube videos, whatever she's putting out. People are pouring into her. Erica, on the other hand, she has doubled her salary and definitely attracted in the abundance of wealth that she wanted. However, Erica has run into an issue with a manager, a supervisor that she has. She and this person do not get along, and Erica has a temper. And when she gets mad, her emotions get out of control, and she says things that can later on cause more challenges for her. So Erica gets into a verbal disagreement with this manager so strongly that they don't even fire her or let her go. She has to go. She leaves on her own because she cannot go any further dealing with this person. So she decides now to go look for another job and do another spell to help her get another opportunity with a different company. Now, with the story that I just gave you, it was to help you follow the flow of energy. And I provided very basic things that both sisters did. Erica, she did a very basic money spell, nothing major. And with Nia, she did simple things like affirmations and looking within herself. Of course, all these things can go much deeper with both paths to manifestation, but it is to display a good example and allow you to see the comparisons between the two. Now, some people, including myself, view spell work as medicine or a bandage. But how long are you going to treat the symptoms with medicine that may only last 8 hours or a day? Or how long are you going to bandage something that you need surgery for? That's the type of questions you have to ask when it comes to choosing your path to manifestation. And everyone individually have made their own choices of how they choose to evolve, when and how they will elevate, or if they elevate. And that's what it all boils down to. But both ways are effective. One just has to know when and how and if certain methods should be used. That's where the knowledge of being a metaphysical healer comes in. So, with that, I like to say that we're going through a hoodoo renaissance. To me, that's what it is. So is the roots of it all is definitely still there, and I love hoodoo. I love spell work. I love the idea of being able to manifest. I love all that, but my guidance, I'm giving guidance to help people understand and follow the energy of how we are evolving. Um, because it's pretty interesting. It's magnificent to me to see how we are changing and evolving, and how people can manifest now more easier than they were able to years before. My guidance and work is also in helping people access and use their inner power, because sometimes some of the simple techniques, like what I used in the story of, say, using simple affirmations every day, sometimes these things are not getting to the deep rooted issues that many of us have. So it's good to have an elder or a metaphysician, someone further down the path who can help you strengthen yourself and use your inner power to manifest powerfully after you have addressed many of these issues. But yeah, with Hoodoo, um, it is the cultural aspect of it is very important for us to preserve and know. And I remember listening to some of the elders give stories when I visited Sapelo Island. And I was thinking the stories that they were telling, they were including certain animals and different herbs in these stories, in this folklore. And it reminded me of some of the stories I've heard in the Ifa Odu. So I like that Hoodoo is now coming more to the surface. And even though the people who were given the stories did not say, "Oh, this is a Hoodoo story," but I can tell and I know Hoodoo when I hear it, and I know the cultural aspect of it. So it's just interesting to me to see how it is now coming to the surface. So that just showed me that the guidance, the wisdom, and the knowledge was always there with our elders, passed down for generations. And it was very interesting for me to see the amount of people, along with myself, who were so receptive and attentive to the lessons that were being taught from these stories. And we are, as a people, are embracing this culture of Hoodoo a lot more. Again, people may not be terming it that, but those who know. And it's a beautiful thing to see how this wonderful cultural way of life has come full circle and evolving the way that it is. So I still make use of some of my Hoodoo rituals from time to time because of my own personal connection and love for magic and the craft, the tradition, the culture. But my main chosen path to manifestation now is through the use of my system that I call Magic Thyself. It is a way to operate as your divine self. So I leave you with the question again: what is the path you choose towards manifestation? I trust that my guidance serves you well, so be sure to check out my next upcoming videos. If you're ready to transform your life, click the links below to explore my manifestation coaching programs and a range of powerful spiritual tools designed for your journey. From self-care products to one-of-a-kind jewelry, you'll find what you need to thrive. Also, don't forget about our annual Isis Moon Cultural Festival held every year here in Savannah, Georgia in April.